Hi, it's Nikki and welcome to episode 4 of 4. We're on the final one of our little mini-series all about 4 ways to becoming a better line manager. Now, if you've been following the series so far, you'll know that we've been concentrating on communication. And if you haven't watched episode 1 to 3, I suggest you go and do that because we've really been funneling things down so that they make perfect sense. And this final one is, well, what happens if all the stuff that you've done through episodes 1, 2 and 3 haven't worked? What happens if, so we used an example in the last episode about setting up standards and expectations for team briefs and getting people to clarify back that they understood it. So let's say you're running your next team brief and you're a quarter of an hour into it and Bert turns up late. Bert waltzes in like nothing's happened. Now, Bert was part of the last team brief where you agreed all this, you clarified it back, but yeah, he still thinks it's okay to turn up. And the first thing that you need to do is consider the traffic lights. That's what this is, my little traffic lights. Red, amber, green. Red is to stop and think. And it's to think about, what am I going to do in this situation? So you've got potentially 2 options here. Option 1 is you let him sit down and then you just carry on regardless. And I've got a little story for you about that in a second. Option 2 is you ask Bert to go back to his desk and say, we will catch up afterwards. We've already agreed that turning up more than 5 minutes late it isn't appropriate. So head back to your desk and I will catch up with you. That's the one I would suggest. But sometimes managers find that very difficult to do because it feels like conflict. But if you don't do it, you're setting the wrong precedents for it. I said I had a little story for you. It's not even my story. I heard a radio interview a long time ago about a chat show host and entertainer called Val Doonican, who used to be on in the 70s. I'm showing my age here. He sat in a rocking chair, sang lots of songs. Go and Google him, I'm sure you can find stuff. But that's irrelevant. The story that he told was this, and it sits in perfectly with what we're talking about. In pre-Second World War, when he was a kid, he really wanted a go-kart. And his father finally agreed to making him one out of wood and bits and pieces. But he said, you can have this, but there is one condition. If I ever find you riding this on the pavement, where it could be a danger to our neighbours, then I will take it off you and dismantle it. And Val was like, yes, it's never going to happen. He's a young kid, of course, So what happened? Exactly that. A few months later, he found himself riding on the pavement for no particular reason. And when he got back, his father had found out about it, and he took the wheels off the go-kart and hung the go-kart with the wheels up in the shed for years as a reminder of, when you say you're going to do something, you have to follow it through. And that story has stuck with me for years and years, and I thoroughly believe in that when you say you're going to do something, you have to be able to follow up with it. So in terms of our traffic lights here, although the red is stop, the amber is reflection. It's consider, what is it that you are actually going to do? How are you going to follow it up? So if you've told Bert that you're going to go and see him after the team brief, then damn well go and see him after the team brief and talk to him about it. But have some reflection time before you do that to think about, what happened there? Why did Bert think that it was going to be okay to do that, even though he'd already agreed that he shouldn't? So just do a little playback in your own head about what you think it could be. And then the green is the go and do it. Go and have that conversation. Make sure that you follow it up. Make sure that you get clarification back again. And Bert might have a reasonable explanation about why he thought it was okay, but you have to go back to your standards and say, no, this is what we agreed and this is the reasons why. What I would say is that there might just be a little bit of element of, if that's not working for you, if the standard and expectations that you have set really aren't working, then you have to be big enough to go, yeah, I'm not sure we made the right call on that. Let's pull that back and we're going to try something else. But you have to verbalise that to your team. You have to let them know that there is a change of course and that you're making that decision because of X, Y, and Z. Otherwise, they'll just see it as the next fad. So there we have it, all 4. So in a nutshell, communication right at the top here. Communicate in a way and style in which is useful to the person that you want to get to do whatever it is you want to get them to do. Signposts, so set out some standards and expectations so that they fully understand what is in place. Clarification, so the metronome, if you remember that, playing it back, get them to play it back to you so that you know that they know that everybody knows what it is that they're meant to be doing. And finally, if it doesn't go to plan, stop, consider, and then crack on. That's what the green is, crack on. I hope that you've enjoyed this one. This is the stuff that I do day in, day out. I talk to so many clients about management development, and when we nail it, it's usually about communication, communicating with different types of people. So if that's something you're interested in, please do feel to get in contact at nikki.forster. I get this wrong every single video. nikki.forster at CuriousLighthouse.co.uk. Or put some comments or likes or subscribes wherever you're seeing this, and you will get the next videos as they come along, and I will see you next time. Cheers for now.